I'm Saakhi.
I'm Seher. Today we are going to answer some questions sent in by the NUTV family, near and dear to my heart. We are born and raised in Japan, sisters. We live in Kobe, a city in Japan. So hopefully we can shed some light on whatever questions were sent in. And that's what we're going to do today.
Yep.
I'm going to pick it first. First question. Mystery. What's the difference between American and Japanese sushi?
In America, I don't know, all this other extra condiments that are added on. Whereas over here, like, the sushi is very simple. And I honestly just prefer it that way. I feel like sushi is kind of ruined when people add dressings and stuff on it. So,
yeah, so I dropped it. Sorry, such a klutz. I'm so quirky. Anyways, okay. We grew up used to just simple, like, some quality rice and a good piece of fish, maybe some vegetables at most. They don't really do much to it. Just like the art form is like very traditional and maintained here. In America, I know that they make it a bit more fusion-esque. They just do it a different way.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Long story short, just come here. When you speak Japanese, will people say, wow, you speak really well? To this day, yes. I mean, we look the way we do, so it's not expected of us to be good at Japanese. I mean, this happens every single time. Even when I order, like, something off of a menu at a restaurant, they're always like, "Oh, nihongo wa jouzu desu ne."
A lot of people say that whenever we speak Japanese. Also, though, there is, like, the polar opposite where people just, in their mind, it's just kind of, no, this person is not speaking Japanese. They need me to speak in my broken English. Not all the time, but a lot of times it's broken English. Even if you speak in Japanese, like, you'll reply and all, they'll still kind of get back at you in English just because they don't think you can fully grasp something in Japanese. So, yeah, a little bit of both. But there is a lot of surprise when we speak Japanese, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that massive Gundam still around?
Unfortunately, no. It was taken down 2016? No, 2017. I think it was 2017. Yeah, it was in Tokyo, but it got taken down. Yeah. So, R.I.P.
Do people use credit cards more or cash? Very much cash.
I would say that more people are starting to use credit cards, but it's very much still cash-oriented, I guess. How common really is karoshi, and what are people doing to combat it? Well, karoshi refers to death by overwork. So it's about workers in Japan committing suicide due to just a lot of pressure to work overtime and just mental health issues in general that come from working. The government has tried to implement different kinds of regulations to help companies cap off the number of hours that people work and encourage people to go back home. However, there aren't really any consequences if companies don't abide by those regulations. So unfortunately, people do still continue to work overtime. And
yeah, I know that this culture is, like, really prominent in Japan, right? And even with the former prime minister putting in there was a specific policy that he put in to make sure that they took, like, a set number of days off because a lot of people weren't fully utilizing their days off of work. But there's, like, that culture within the workplace that can't really be amended with specific policies. That's just more deeply ingrained in Japanese culture, I think, where they kind of expect you to work a lot, even if it's not required of you physically, but just that effort, I think, is expected.
yeah, you need to, I guess, follow what everyone else was doing. And if you were to go home early, you'd feel, like, an immense amount of shame. And that's, I guess, that's the form of guilt, I guess, here. It's not even a specific consequence, but if you feel shame, if people shame you, that's, like, the worst thing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, yeah, people do go through that if you don't work overtime. So it's just expected of you, which, yeah, is unfortunate.
On a lighter note, what's your favorite thing about living in Japan? Right after that question. So, it's hard to have one favorite, because I really do like living in Japan, but I guess one of them would be just how it's changed me as a person. Obviously, I've grown up here, so I can't really say changed. But how it's all right, how it's contributed to my character, whatever. But yeah, like I don't know if we've mentioned it properly yet, but there's like this culture of just harmony and making sure that everyone around you, being conscientious all the time. So I think it's really made me more empathetic and aware.
Yeah.
It's a really good thing that I've taken away.
Yeah, no, definitely same here. I mean, I definitely noticed that difference and that impact it had on me when I went to the States. I mean, truth be told, it's not the same there. Like, the way people interact and the way someone is paying attention to each individual and making sure that everyone is okay, it's not the same. Whereas over here, it's a very active thought in people's minds. And I really appreciate that. It's always made me feel welcomed and comfortable. So yeah, that's definitely a big thing that I've taken away as well. And of course, just little things like food and all, of course, is great. That's a nice thing about living in Japan.
Food, and then just like transportation and all, like, I don't know.
Oh my god, yeah, transportation here is amazing. Like, nothing competes with it. No.
Yeah, like, there's a reason why it's famous. It's not underrated. It's really great.
Yeah. Do you have ice cream mochi in Japan? Because I feel like it's an Americanized food. That's interesting, actually.
Mochi, obviously, surprising, did come from Japan, but the ice cream mochi did not come from Japan. It was someone from America came and was like, hey, what about if we do this instead? So I know it's really yeah,
that's how no, because what I know is that there was a Japanese immigrant family in California, and they had like a family restaurant where they served Japanese desserts, and they weren't doing very well at one point. And so to make it more accessible to like the California population, they came up with mochi ice cream. And so from there, it like blew up. That's how I know it. Okay, well, we need to get our facts straight. We do get it here. I mean, you see it at convenience stores, convenience stores here. So yeah, I mean, we do get it here.
While American and Western influenced food, like fusion food from Japan, is here, people have it. It's not nearly as popular or common to eat as the traditional originated words. Grammarly does more than catch errors. Traditional food here.
Yeah.
Oh,
the battery's running out. Okay. Yeah. So, we had to change locations because it's getting dark. It's rainy season. And yeah, the battery ran out.
Or conspiracy theory, we did this for you.
Okay. What are the big holiday celebrations? Also, what is your favorite one?
I will talk about my favorite one. Well, okay, again, different times of the year. Japan is great, a lot of different things to do. But because it's the summer, let's talk about some good stuff in the summer. The summer festivals are really nice. Stands for food, and food is so good. And just the atmosphere and ambiance of like little like games and all that is just so fun. And the fireworks are really nice. And it's really fun to spend time with friends here. So I enjoyed that a lot right now.
To answer the question of like big celebrations, there's Shogatsu, which is New Year, of course. People, they clean their house to prepare for the New Year. They go to the temples to pray for a good year ahead. And you get your fortunes read, which is fun. I never got a good fortune, so that's kind of sad.
I always got great fortunes.
That's like one big one. Of course, there's like cherry blossom season is very nice. And people just go out have a picnic with friends. Yeah, it's very nice. When I was a kid, I really liked Setsubun because it just gave me an excuse to throw soybeans at my teachers. But yeah. Oh yeah, Setsubun. Okay, so it happens in February. Basically what you do is one person from a household, or in this case we were both like students, so our teachers would dress up as Oni, which is like the devil, wear a mask, and you'd get soybeans and you throw them at the teachers, and it's supposed to be symbolic of getting rid of the bad and bringing in the good. So yeah.
Next question, you may ask. How common is compensated dating? Well, yeah. Basically, I wouldn't be surprised if it's very common because a lot of like, I don't want to put a downer on this video, but a lot of predatory behavior exists in Japan. And especially with like young girls are like fetishized here, and you can see it from like anime to when you're like walking in the streets. There are different like things that promote basically just sexualizing young girls. In that sense, I wouldn't be surprised if it was very common.
Yeah.
Sister?
I don't think it's necessarily common. I mean, as far as I know, it's not really common, but it is very easy to find those services. It's not to say that a lot of people do it. It's just, yeah, it's not difficult to find those services. If there was one thing someone had to do when visiting Japan, what would you recommend? Compensated dating. I don't know, it's hard to say one thing. I'd recommend staying at a ryokan.
Yeah! Ryokans are so good!
Ryokans are really nice. Yeah.
They're Japanese inns.
Yeah.
Basically, a very traditional experience of Japan. Like, you stay in rooms with straw mats, and it's just like what you would imagine what Japan would be, and it's beyond that. It's just such a beautiful experience, right from like the hospitality that the way that people treat you when you come in, go into the rooms, and then the food that is served, and hot springs, onsens, bus.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. What are the movie theater?
Oh, movie theater / theater etiquette.
Yeah, why are the
Expectations. Okay.
Well,
Be silent.
yeah! Oh my God. Okay, because example for that, I went to see Infinity War and Endgame the second day for both of them, the second day that they were out. What would you expect the atmosphere to be? It was so silent. Like, silent? Take it further. It was silent. Nothing, there was no volume. And all for Japan and like harmony and all that, but it was just like the atmosphere, because I went with a friend. We resorted to literally just gripping each other's hands throughout the entire movie because we were just so hyped up. But obviously we couldn't express that vocally in the theater, and that part got to me. So yeah.
I mean, of course, I do appreciate it when, like, because it can be annoying when there's random people just commenting on the movie. But when it's something like that, you expect a response. But yeah, I have never been in a movie theater in Japan where I don't even recall people laughing together.
It's really rare.
Yeah.
Like, something must have been so, like, funny. Like, so funny. Also, just, like, beyond that, cleanliness.
Yeah, cleanliness is so nice, though.
Yeah.
That is so nice.
Yeah.
Otherwise, other movie theaters, like, we've been to other movie theaters. Nasty. It's nasty. My God. It's so clean in Japan. My God.
There's just, like, an expectation. One, they clean up properly, right? That's always a big thing.
Like, you mean the staff?
Yeah, the staff.
Yeah.
But then, like, there's just an expectation. I didn't even think it was a big deal, but just to pick up your own stuff after you leave.
Yeah, it's a basic thing.
Yeah.
You would think that people have that ingrained in their heads, but unfortunately, no, not everywhere.
Yeah, it was just something I thought that was surprisingly unique, not surprisingly unique to Japan.
Yeah.
But yeah, good stuff. I'm sorry making this long, but the video guy!
Oh my God.
Sorry. The guy with the video.
I'll put it here.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
He dances around and gives us a warning, like he's like, don't film this stuff, bestie, but it's so fun.
It's very
They
funny.
have dancing people with like popcorn and soda drinks as heads and video cameras.
It's an experience. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm making this really long. I just
It's
really
fine.
like it.
It's fine.
Are there any foods that are surprisingly expensive in Japan that are cheaper elsewhere and vice versa? Okay, well, foods, yeah, specifically, there's like a big price discrepancy. Japan has a lot of famous fruits, right?
Yeah.
So like there are a lot of these huge like watermelons or grapes, like, and really, really famous, right? So those can get very expensive. Fruit generally is very expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say on the whole, it's very inexpensive, and especially for the quality of food you get, it's very nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, things like fruit, can be expensive. But it's not to say that, like, it's always that expensive. Because I
Yeah.
feel like that's a misconception people have sometimes, is that fruit is always that expensive here, but it's not.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess fruit is the first thing that comes to mind, yeah.
Yeah.
And vice versa, I guess it would obviously be stuff that, like matcha and all, that's cheap here, but expensive elsewhere, because obviously it's not. Yeah.
A lot of people say sushi's so expensive here. It's like such a big thing to have.
Oh my god, is sushi such a good point.
It's no, yeah, because I always like when I brought it up a lot when I went to university, because literally when you go for the conveyor belt sushi, kaiten sushi, it's literally you can get 2 pieces of sushi for $1 would be the equivalent, like 100 yen, and the most expensive is usually like 300 yen, $3, around that, and it's good sushi, like nice sushi.
Really good sushi.
And it's really inexpensive, so
Whereas if you go abroad, it's like 4 times the amount, so the price,
This is the last question. Okay, how is anime Japanese different from regular Japanese? In terms of the language, right?
Yeah, the language,
Yeah. Wait. Okay, continue.
It's Japanese. It's not like it's not the language. I mean, it is stuff that people say, but I feel like when you're a foreigner, because I've met people who are foreigner and pick up like phrases in Japanese from anime, you sound like an adolescent child who's just going on a rampage. So it's, the Japanese that's used, it's so informal, and so if you were to ever say that stuff, better not to. But yeah, so I guess in terms of the formalities, that's the biggest thing. And of course there's slang and all here and there, but yeah, I mean overall, I mean it's the language.
And like I've watched a bit and I've learned some stuff as well. What about
Cool. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope this was educational in some way, and if not, at least a bit entertaining. But yeah.
Yeah, it was fun talking with you, my sister.
Bye.
Well, I will see you around. Bye. And yes, affection is expressed towards everybody.
Okay. Bye.
I'm sorry, I can't say bye.
Okay.
I just have trouble saying bye. Bye, Cindy.